10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome once again to yet another insightful episode of LAJA TV. LAJA TV is part of LAJA, which is India's first forum that works on women's development, growth, empowerment, and most importantly, independence. We talk about empowerment not very vainly. We talk about empowerment and specifically self empowerment because unless you want to empower yourself, unless you want to break the shackles which hold you, there's nothing much anybody can do for you. Laja has chapters across Mumbai, Gujarat, Delhi, Pune, Hyderabad, and we work with women for skills development, for personality enhancement, for helping them set up their businesses, for helping them find their identities, and a lot more. We have helped women facing domestic violence. We have helped women facing abuse. We have helped not just by physically being there with them and doing the necessary remedial actions, but by also bringing about an awareness. And this awareness comes through listening to people who have the experience and the expertise. I, Vandana Joshil, through LAJA TV, month on month, try to bring you women who are doing remarkably well in their space. And the idea behind inviting these women is to have a conversation with them, is to get as much knowledge as we can from them, and in the process, also let women know that neither age nor the place you come from, nothing can stop you if you want to make a difference to your life, and through the difference in your life, make a difference to those lives around you. So today we are on April 1st. April 1st, surprisingly, is always known as an April Fool's Day. But what many of us don't know is that April is also the month that is declared as a National Stress Management Stress Awareness Month. A little more about this later, but let me quickly introduce you to our very special guest. And before I go to her, let me also tell you, people, that April also marks the first anniversary of LAJA Talks. LAJA Talks is a platform that we created exclusively for women to share their stories on. They can talk about their journeys, they can talk about their stories, they can talk about what has made a difference in their lives, and with that, help other women pick up the best of what is available and make a difference in their own lives. So we started in 2023 at SNDT Mumbai. That was the very first LAJA talks that we had. We then went on to Ahmedabad, the Ahmedabad Management Association, and then to Delhi. And now we are back in Mumbai. We are doing it at the Nirmala Memorial Foundation on April 18th. The details of all of these are available on our LAJA Facebook pages and groups. And I, urge you all to come and cheer for all of these amazing women who take the courage, who have the courage to come on stage and share such minute and intimate details of their life's journeys. So, yes, now let me quickly bring on screen our guest. And before I bring her on screen, let me try and give you a gist of her profile, a gist of her achievements, because it's quite a mouthful, it's quite a lot, and I have been absolutely blown away by that. She's very senior, and my I bow down with respect and gratitude to her for having accepted our invitation and come here. So before I bring her on screen, I know she's waiting, but before I bring her on screen, let me quickly introduce her. So today we have with us Dr. Jyoti Deepak Vora. She's the proprietor and CEO of Dirang Consultants Mumbai. She is an academician, consultant, trainer, research guide, and researcher in biochemistry and food science and quality control. She Um She's a nutritional consultant at the Relic Medical Center, North Carolina. She's a certified functional food scientist from the Functional Food Center, USA, and the only such professional in India at the moment. Like I told you, she's an academician, she's an author, she's a mentor for startups and nascent entrepreneurs. She's an industrial consultant in biochemistry and food science and quality control. She's a doctoral research guide of two universities with teaching and training experience of 33 years. She's a trainer in soft skills, emotional quotient enhancement, and ace storyteller. She is being credited for having conducted over 69 workshops and has published 109 papers in international journals. She is a recipient of three International Young Scientist Fellowship Awards. She is a recipient of the National KK Tripathi Gold Medal for Women Scientists and the Professor Dash Gold Medal National Award for Environmental Sciences. Also, she's a qualified wine evaluator from Paris. Oh my god, this was quite a mouthful. Let me bring her on screen. Welcome, Dr. Jyoti Vora.
Namaste and very, very good evening to my LAJA family. And thank you, Vandana ji, for having me here. It is a total pleasure and privilege. I think you could have made the introduction very brief by saying that she's a very emphatic member of our LAJA family. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. And yes, we have Dr. Jyoti Vora's support and love and guidance with us. I think it's been over 3 years that you've been associated with us, and her relationship with our founder goes way back. So
Absolutely.
she is an integral part of Laja. You can see,
Thank you
call
so
it
much.
that.
Yes.
There
Yes.
is another. Before we get into stress management and all of that, and because she's from the biochemistry field, and she's into food and quality, let us understand she has a very important role to play in our country's the Prime Minister Modi had declared the millet as the national food, and millet as not the national food, millet as the go-to for all our food needs. And I want Dr. Jyoti to talk a little bit more about that and her role in that space.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, uh, Vandana ji, for giving me an opportunity to speak about something which I'm very, very passionate about. The first point I want to say is the first sentence which I make my students write when I begin a lecture in biochemistry and food science and quality control. I tell them to put down in their notebooks and diaries that we are what we eat, and we being Bhartiyas, the correct concept is Anna He Purna Brahma. At the epicenter of all genesis is food. So, if health is what we have to think of as a primary resource, then it's such a wonderful thing that in 2023, the UN declared India as the center point, and it was declared as the International Year of the Millets. We as a country grow 77 types of millets, and we have forgotten them. So through the year, you'll be very happy to know I gave around 31 talks and counting on the importance of millets, and pleasantly surprise people that you can make a pizza out of millets. You can charm your children by making a pasta out of millets. And who says we can't have a ragi dosa? So I've been interviewed on various social media because I feel that we need to look within ourselves as a country to be the fountainhead of this kind of Vedic wisdom, which today the world is recognizing us for. So you are
Absolutely.
100% correct that millets is the go to concept and it's here to stay, please.
Absolutely. You will be amazed to hear that during Diwali, we had at Lajja, we had run a contest also, calling for, healthy Diwali Farali recipes. And what was amazing is the person who won came up with amazing sweet dishes of millets. And we also have a dietitian with Lajja who has been sending out samples of millet pizzas, and it has been
Yes.
quite impressive because we generally do not associate healthy with pizza, and here she was sending out health B and taste B to everyone who was keen to have a taste of that. So that is so amazing. Now tell
Correct.
me something, since we have been focusing on millet and we have been promoting millet so much, um, if we really go back to the way we, what we were fed as children, these
Yes.
are gharelu nuskes that our grandmothers and our mothers used to feed us on.
Correct.
Especially after the Annaprashnam at 6 months, when the child starts eating, our
Correct.
parents have, our mothers have already been giving us all of these. So,
Correct.
where did that disconnect happen, and when did we really stop going to these age old healthy recipes that our families had?
What a lovely question, because you are giving me an opportunity to get our very elite watchers and observers and the Lajja family to read the writing on the wall. Somewhere down the line, very misguided branding, very wrong concept that what is Western is best, and a little bit of what we say fads and fetish, especially in the younger people, came up
Yes,
in such a bad way that suddenly जो हमारा है वो गलत है और जो विदेशी है it's wonderful. I mean, you crave for an imported pair of jeans, okay, good enough. What about khadi? So the same way, you crave for something which is, from overseas. I'm not being parochial, and then suddenly you forget what is supposed to be had at your place. And Vandana ji,
absolutely.
I'll use a very nice, amusing little incident. You will smile and then you will realize the joke is on us. I was at Vienna some time back, and that was around October, I think, immediately after Diwali. And we went into one of the coffee shops, and there I read turmeric latte. And turmeric latte is good old desi haldi ka doodh,
Haldi ka
and
doodh, I know.
people were paying, if you convert into Indian currency, something like 310 Indian rupees for that. And they were young students, because I had gone there to lecture for a university, and a lot of them were from our own place. And I said, I really feel like whacking you, because if your mother had given you this, Mahabharat ho jata tha.
हाँ
And here
एकदम.
you are happily having it because someone called it turmeric latte. So our main, not drawback, but we are that way, we are self effacing. हम हमेशा अच्छी चीजें करते, but we never advertise, we never showcase.
Absolutely.
And we
एकदम.
are very much the kind of people who now have realized, especially after the pandemic, that there is no food like home food. A lot of
Absolutely.
people I meet, they tell me, ma'am, our health has improved after the pandemic.
Yes. Because you started
Because
eating home
they had
food.
no choice but to eat at home. And now
Yes.
tiffin is a, uh, like we say, re-release of Mughal Azam in digital print. That way tiffin is going back to the house goer and office goer and work from home, that kind of person. And you
Absolutely.
have to lead by example. Vandana ji, I welcome you to a dinner in my home just now. I
Oh, I
finished.
would love to.
I'm a good cook, and we have good old bhakri in our, at our dining table, waiting for me and my family to eat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so once you understand the indices which are nutritional, then you become your own dietitian. And it's a
Yes.
very simple thing. Many things were maligned. Ghee, for example.
Yes.
Everyone said, oh, no, you can't have ghee because it's bad and obesity and all. Now the entire world vouches for it because we have
Yes.
essential fatty acids in it. So
Yes.
it is high time that we listen to the greatest dietitian and nutritional manager in our life, that is our mother,
Yes.
and
I
you
know.
know, take it from there. So this is
Absolutely.
exactly what I wanted to put across, and this is a beautiful platform to do that, please.
Yes, thank you so much. So yes,
Right.
our what is funny is now, because it's been spoken about at an international level, and because now the world has suddenly, sat up, and especially during the G20 summit, when the Prime Minister was able to get world leaders to come and sit at the table and actually experience the joys of eating
Absolutely.
dishes made out of millets. About suddenly, like you said, this westernization, suddenly all of that is in vogue now, and now you can actually see many restaurants bringing these into their menu cards, and it's like you said, the joke is on us, yes, but I'm glad that the joke is on us. At least it's come back to where it had to come.
Yes.
So yes,
And we laugh
absolutely.
but together then,
Yes, we can laugh
and
together.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
the interesting thing is, I won't name the graded hotel, but I developed a menu for them just now with
Oh
all
wow.
the input of very typical Maharashtrian dishes, and it's been a hit.
Oh
And
wow.
it being one of the epicenters of business in our state, overseas people come down and they specifically ask for those dishes. They want
Oh
to know
wow.
what it is made out of. Lot of people are turning vegetarian and vegans, and
Yes,
they are benefiting from that. So the
absolutely.
offshoot of the 21st June World Yoga Day is not only just yoga, but then the use of all this, as we call, lifestyle practices. So
Yes,
it's a
absolutely.
good thing to talk about. Yes.
Absolutely. So we must thank our Prime Minister, of course, for bringing this change, and
Yes.
helping people make a conscious decision henceforth. So we
Right.
must also thank, for like I said, the month of April has been declared as the National Stress Awareness and
Yes.
Management Month. And it is so, so very important to realize how very vital it is for mental wellness. And stress is something I think none of us can escape from, whether you're a school student who has exams coming up, or whether you're a homemaker who's managing the household, or whether you're a professional out there, battling it out each day at your workspace. Stress is something that we cannot escape from.
No.
But stress is not necessarily identified as stress right away.
Correct.
So how do you really go about and say, okay, this, since you worked in emotional quotient and all of that, you are probably the best person to talk about it. So how does one really decide or figure out for oneself if one is in stress? It's like how, the word depressed is very vainly used. You have
Correct.
you're sad about something. We have 4-year-old children coming up and saying, "मैं तो depressed हूँ." You don't even know the meaning of depression.
Know the meaning.
Similarly, what
Absolutely.
is stress? How do you identify, or how do you label stress?
See, I'll give you two very stark truths, Vandanaji. Number one, as a biochemist, I'll tell you, the moment you are conceived in your mother's womb, you are under stress. Because the word stress itself is not a bad word. It is the
Okay.
manner in which the organism connects to the environment. And when we say stress, the very simple point here is it is mismanaged emotions. When your emotional reactivity goes out of control, and we have a beautiful word, and you as a person who is very much an expert even in psychology would know, it's called psychosomatic. Your
Yes.
body and mind are two planes of the same coin, and therefore if you are well fed, not obese, if all your micronutrients are perfect, if your methodology of looking at life is prayerful, it's soulful, then the mind, body, and soul work in a manner that stress can be managed. Those people who are smiling, it doesn't mean that they have no woes in life. They've had their own battles and they are battling each day the way we are. So, number
Yes.
one, to understand that you're not alone in this whole game plan. The moment you
True.
are dynamic, the moment you're alive, the moment life comes to you, it comes with all the troughs and crests. So you have to
Yes.
work it out from there. And food is a very big game changer. I always say that. I do a lot of counseling for people of all ages, and including parents and children. And you
Okay.
will be very keen to know that I ask them for a meal plan, what
Oh,
they eat
interesting.
every day in a routine day, and what is their method of eating. If you're sitting alone like a dukhi prani and eating solitary, you are going to face double the stress. If the same
Yes.
thing you share with someone who may just be drinking water with you, not eating but laughing and talking, that food suddenly becomes palatable. Most
Yes.
corporates today pay a great attention to the canteen, to the lifestyle practices to generate amity,
Yes.
so that the humanization of the human being is much more after the pandemic. And I think that is the best way we can talk about what is stress, mismanaged emotions, and how to handle it to become human. To say, yes, I
Yes.
made a mistake. At least I tried. At least I
True.
tried. And then to surround ourselves with well wishers and a support system too. That helps. Please.
Absolutely. The support system that you spoke about, that is so important because at some level, this stress, when it builds up, when it stays hidden, you don't speak about it. When it builds up over time, it leads to many more, mental duress, which sometimes are unmanageable, sometimes, and oftentimes, unfortunately, your the mental imbalance that happens is
Correct.
often realized at the very last moment. I mean, what do
Yes.
you do if the boat has sailed, kind of a thing? And
Correct.
it is so important to talk about this, and having a support system, not just in terms of having people to sit with you, maybe hold your hand all the time, but even if you're able to talk about what you're going through, laugh it off
Correct.
maybe, or find an
Absolutely.
answer for it, very important.
And the other day, I was just reading that we are Bhartiyas. Dan and Dakshina are very big in our philosophy, charity. So
Yes.
today, in today's age, Vakt Dan is the biggest Dan. That means giving people
Wow.
time. See, Annadan, Vastradan, all those are there according to our religion or our beliefs. But the problem is that people do not have people to give them time. Everyone is in a hurry, and what are you doing? Nothing. I find it
Absolutely.
very tragic when people write on the status of their WhatsApp, busy. I want to ask, busy doing what?
Doing what? I
Breathing
know.
oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Is that what you're busy with? So
Wow.
it's a perspective. So at home, the people who surround you, some way, if they convey to you that you're important to them, I think the battle has been won.
Absolutely. Wow, wow. This is amazing. I'm so glad you put it so simply and so beautifully like that. You also work with women who are setting up their businesses, who are
Yes. Yes.
and since Lajja is a platform for women, is a forum for women, we have many women out here. Some of them are very well established professionally, very well established in their own businesses. There are some of us who are starting off. There are some who are struggling. The idea has taken off, and people are happy and all of that, but somewhere you're still struggling to make a mark. So what is the kind of advice you'd like to give these women?
The very simple thing, and now you will definitely laugh, Vandana ji. I do a lot of startup handholding, and somehow I like people. That's why I am here, and this is the nature of my work. My students, my family, my friends, my children's friends, they all seem to connect to me. And the same with the entrepreneurs. And you're 100% correct that at every point of time there is a reason to turn to someone and say what to do. So sometime back, and it was in 2024, not very long ago, one of the people I was helping out once, she rang me up around night and said, Jyoti ma'am, 2 minutes. I said, go for it. What do you want to say? मैं मरने वाली हूँ. So
Oh,
then I laughed and said, चलो साथ में मरते हैं. And I just said that, Vandana ji, and it's like her whole mirage, collapsed. And she said, I needed this from you.
wow.
I just said that, I didn't say anything else because suddenly she realized that she's not alone. So I told her, have you eaten a meal? Please go ahead and eat and go to sleep. Put off your mobile. We'll talk tomorrow. Tomorrow, ना तो तुम मरने वाली हो ना मैं, हम बात करेंगे. And today things are good. Things are very
Wow.
good. Suddenly the door opened, because all I said is चलो साथ में मरते हैं.
It
And it sounds childish, but it was needed.
was
Uh,
needed to
yes,
realize that I'm not alone in this.
absolutely. And the whole thing was very spontaneous. So even today, I think of it and it brings a smile on my face. So when someone is doing something new, there are going to be more distractors, detractors than people encouraging. And they'll say, तू तो बर्बाद होने वाली है. So at least that person can turn around and say, 20 साल बाद मैं मुड़ के देखती हूँ और मुझे पता चलेगा कि मैंने कोशिश तो की, आपने इतनी भी नहीं की. So we are
Yes.
not competing with anyone. See, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said it so well. You compete with only yourself.
Yourself.
Yes,
Yes.
from AM to PM, if you're a better person, I mean, that day is wonderful with God's grace.
Lovely. Wow, that was so, so beautiful. Thank you so much. And what I loved is, you being the maternal figure here, everything comes back to khana. Have you eaten?
Yes,
Good food. It is so important. Actually, when we talk about food, each one of us has a comfort food that we go to. And
absolutely.
before we end, I'd like to know what your comfort food is.
Uh, Now here you've caught me on the wrong foot, Vandana ji. My family will vouch that I love to cook rather than eat. But if
Ah,
you
okay.
talk of comfort food, then I love chocolates, and I
Ah,
so love
okay.
ice cream. I so love ice cream. I could, live on ice cream. At a given time, my mom used to say, instead of blood, ice cream flows in her bloodstream.
That's
So
so
I just
sweet.
love
That's so
ice
sweet.
cream. Yes. So
Oh,
next time,
lovely.
the lovely people on the show and those who are listening, they eat ice cream. I'm sure they'll think of me as you will.
Absolutely.
Right.
We will definitely think of you. And this is my second interaction with you. And I was blown away the first time. I'm blown away now. It's such a warm feeling talking to you. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr. Jyoti, for taking time out and coming and talking to our Laja women. And I will take you up on that offer of having dinner with you someday.
Oh yeah,
And
it will be an Ichha Purti menu. Whatever you want, I'll make it.
oh,
Provided it's
lovely. What
vegetarian,
more
of
do I
course.
need?
Yes, I am a practicing Brahmin, so vegetarian में हर चीज खिला दूंगी
Oh, I love vegetarian. I am
मैं.
in the south and I am a meat eater, but I think over
Yes,
time I'm now getting
yes,
fed up of eating all of that. And for me, my comfort food would be hot, piping hot rice with dal and a little bit of ghee on it. And I'm
sure.
done.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. The ghee will be
Lovely.
homemade. Don't worry.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Dr.
thank
Jyoti.
you.
Thank you so much for taking
So
time out.
lovely.
And we will be in touch and hopefully we will get to interact again soon. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Looking forward. Bye bye, all of
Yes.
you.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. Yeah.
Take care. How amazing was that conversation? It was so beautiful. And for a second, I was reminded of my own mother. and it felt there's this warm feeling with around me. Let me now go on, and like always, the new segment that we started in 2024 at LAJA TV was giving our LAJA growth platform members a space to talk about themselves, a space to let the world know who they really are. And today, joining us are two amazing women. One who will be interviewing the other amazing woman. So first, let me call on screen the host, so to say. I am calling Surekha Ritesh, who's from Hyderabad and who's been a Laja Growth Platform member since a couple of years. She is the co-founder of Leap On Board, an HR tech platform for companies. She's also a Posh consultant and a soft skills trainer. So, Surekha, welcome.
Thank you so much, Vandana, for that beautiful introduction of mine.
The pleasure is always mine. And today, Surekha will be interviewing our very own Art Chaheti, somebody we all love because she just doesn't have that infectious smile. But there's something very impish and very adorable about her. But don't be taken away by that, that cute look that she brings. She talks business, she's very serious. And I think she is the one person who has gotten all of us to think about our finances. So let me call on screen Priyanka and I will move to the background. Over to you, Sureka.
Sure.
Thank you
Hi,
so much.
Sureka.
Welcome to Laja TV.
Thank you. All yours.
Priyanka, can you tell our audiences something about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So I had a very beautiful time listening to Dr. Jyoti a few moments ago, and I could resonate a lot from the food of thought that she shared. So lots about हम खाना तो खा ही रहे हैं इतने सालों से, but how the lifestyle changes that she spoke about, how millets are changing our lifestyle. So similarly, on the same lines, we have been earning money since ages. Our generations together have been earning money, surviving, improvising on lifestyle, so there is nothing new in it. But just like we are now replacing wheat with a millet, we need to replace just increasing our earning with financial education. And that's what I do. My company, my brand name is called as Lakshmi Gyan. I'm a
Mhm.
financial educator, a published author, and a podcaster. I am trying to redefine the whole concept of financial education across the globe with Lakshmi Gyan. So, what I do is I feel that rather than just investing, insuring, or saving and just buying financial products, there is so much
Hmm.
more to know about finances. There's so much more to fine tune our finances with so many small little nuances and processes. And that can only happen with financial education and bringing across financial conversations within the family. So I conduct a lot of workshops, campaigns with very innovative methodologies. We have something like a Lakshmi Gyan Housey, we have Lakshmi Gyan Kundli, we have recipes, meditation, you name it, as a lifestyle, and we have it for the food of thought in finances.
Wow, Priyanka. I must tell you that after meeting you, I have learned a lot about finances and I have taken
Thank
up
you.
upon myself to handle it for myself too. Initially, I was quite scared about it, but the way you teach and the fun element that you bring to learning finance makes it easy for all of us to learn and grow. So, thank you so much, Priyanka, for that. And
My
that brings
pleasure.
me to my question that how long have you been part of Laja Growth platform and what have you learned from here?
I think I was introduced to Laja when Laja started somewhere, during the coffee meet phases. I have evolved, because it's not a typical networking platform where people, talk about only what they do. It's more of, development with each other, women empowering women, as we say. And a lot of opportunities come in. So, not just assignments, but there have been a lot of stages and phases where I have learned from people, skilled myself, developed myself, at the same time understood perspectives of women, which helps me to build my content. And most importantly, things like being on the TEDx platform, getting, the encouragement, getting the support as to how do I hit that stage. All of these things have been thanks to Laja. So I'm pretty much thankful for all these years of, experience and meeting like-minded and inspiring women around through Laja. So I'm a very proud LGP member, and I'll always be a proud Laja woman.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, for sharing that. And I must say that yes, Lajja Growth Platform has given a lot to me as well in the last few years. And not only the learning capsules, but also Lajja TV, the business meets, the learning meets. All of this gives all of us a sense of enrichment, a sense of pride, empowerment, and learning and growing from each other. So thank you so much for sharing that, Priyanka.
Thank you.
Thank you to you too, because I talk about, whenever we talk about Lajja, we talk about so many things under the Lajja umbrella that sometimes kuch na kuch chhoot jata hai. So when we bring women like you who have been part of the Lajja growth platform, and you talk about how Lajja, the LGP, module has truly helped you evolve. Maybe it has not made a complete difference to your lives, because we are all learning from not just Lajja, we are learning from outside as well. But as a module, if the LGP module has helped you learn something, implement something in your businesses to improve it, I think we can pat ourselves on the back for a job well done. But
Absolutely.
for all of those who are listening and are not part of Laja or the Laja Growth Platform, Laja Growth Platform is a unique segment that we brought out for women who were truly keen on growing themselves, who were truly keen on learning something new, and who were truly keen to have our help and hold them and grow. And in this, it's not just Laja or the mentors who come on board who teach us, but also women. We teach each other. So from Sureka and from Priyanka, like I said, from Priyanka, I learned about finances and I was really bad at it. From Sureka, we have learned about Posh. Sureka herself has conducted a Posh workshop for us at Laja. So Laja per se is a family where we've all been learning from each other. We've been all taking strength from each other's strengths. We've been growing from there. And I think each one of us has done beautifully well in our space because of the kind of support that we've been getting from everybody at Laja. And Priyanka is one such person who has made all of us very proud of where she's been and where she's gone, and we wish her the very best. Surekha also has done remarkably well, and we are not the kind who dresses up and puts on an air. We are genuine people here. We are genuinely supportive of each other, and we are genuinely working very, very hard to be where we are. So, with that, we had another amazing episode this month. I will see you all again next month. Hopefully, we'll have someone as interesting and as beautiful as all our guests have been so far. Thank you, Surekha. Thank you, Priyanka. And thank you to all of you who have been listening in to us. Thank you. Take care and have a great evening.